All right, guys. I guess we'll see each other in game 3. Fucking bullshit. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rave Green TV. And this is going to be your review for the Seattle Sounders Game 2 playoff match against FC Dallas. And unfortunately, we uh, we lost. It wasn't ideal. I was really hoping we would carry the momentum from the regular season that we translated into the first game playoff match against Dallas, where we played. I was really impressed with us, and I thought we would carry it on to Dallas and sweep the playoff match. I guess I'll get the small positives out of the way. Jordan Morris, come out of that second half, he looked amazing. You know, he's a guy that I've had my fair share of criticisms about uh, when it comes to Jordan Morris. And you know what? These playoff matches against FC Dallas, he has shown up, and I'm really impressed by that for sure. At least you're coming up in the big games. But outside of that, I think he was our biggest positive. I think Nico did it yet again when coming off the bench, made a bit of a difference, added that spark to this team. It makes you beg the question, should Nico maybe start the game, or maybe is it just Nico plays well when he comes off the bench in these playoffs? That's something Brian Schmetzer's gonna have to think about, especially now that it comes down to the wire on the game on Friday. That's the unfortunate part. I really wanted us to sweep Dallas. I think it would have been a statement, would have given these players a little bit of an extra rest for whoever we might have played in, most likely LAFC. If we even advance now at this point, I really don't want to jinx anything. And all in all, I think what cost us in this game was the first half. That is what it comes down to. We knew, us, Brian, the players, all knew in that first half, that first 15, 20 minutes, we're going to have to weather the storm. Be it Dallas being, really going to be high on the press. They're going to put on the pressure, try to at least get a goal. And we ended up letting worst case scenario happen. We give up an early goal. We give up a really stupid PK where and then we're down 2-0, and Nouhou could have arguably been sent off in the game. I know a lot of people are going to complain about the ref. Ref had a very up and down game, but one thing that definitely played in the favor of the Sounders is I do think Nouhou got lucky he didn't get sent off, because I could have honestly seen two yellow cards for him in the first 25 minutes. So we got really lucky there. So we start off the first half really shit. We settle in, but at that point, we start getting back into it a little bit more in the at the end of the first half, because Dallas are up 2 goals. Like, they know, like, okay, well, now we can sit back and hit them on the counter because we're up by 2 goals. We did what we had to do. Sounders just that's I know hindsight is 2020, but maybe playing some of the more experienced players, like either or of Raúl or Nico, like, who are very experienced veteran players in the playoffs, might have helped weather the storm in the beginning. To have someone to be like, settle everyone down, hold some possession, have that veteran leadership. And we didn't do that. Obviously, again, hindsight's 2020, but that might have been something to consider, because this team looked really, really awful in that first half for the most part. And it was worst case scenario. Start of the second half, as I said, that was our biggest positive. Morris really was the only good player in this game. He was the only good player in this game, in all honesty, outside of Nico coming off the bench. We start off the second half a lot better. It looks like we could have squeaked a 2-2, gone to penalties. We bring on Raúl. We bring on Obed. We bring on Nico. Actually, all make a great impact. It's just the only problem is Raúl. He misses a really good opportunity. Was it a penalty when Jesus Ferreira tugs Raúl's shirt? I can say yes, and I can say no. I say yes because his shirt was getting tugged, but no in regards to Raúl definitely flops. He embellishes quite a bit with that. I know his shirt was getting tugged, but the cross also wasn't going to him. So I could see either side of it, and I'll let it go, because if that was against us, I would be arguing for the point of why it's not a penalty. So I'll let it go. The chances were still there. Raúl did have a really golden opportunity. I want to say maybe 10 minutes later to score from Obed, putting some masterful work, getting into the box, squaring it to him, and he misses. I will say my biggest criticism for Brian is, why did you not bring on another striker in Eber or Fredy Montero? And I would think Fredy would have been a great guy to bring on, especially as he's a guy that has scored countless big goals in Dallas, winning goals in Dallas. I think you should have brought him on, because it didn't matter by how many we lost by. It just mattered if we could get ourselves back in the game. That he kind of made his subs as if this was like an aggregate scoreline match, which it's not. Like, in regards to the timing, I think it was fine to hold off a little bit, because we did start off that second half really good. But, I think you should have thrown the kitchen sink. It didn't seem like it. We should have thrown like Jackson up top, brought in Fredy on to at least go for it at the end of the game. But we didn't do that. Dallas go on, scored the third on the counterattack, and then honestly probably should have had a fourth. O'Brien, who scored the third goal, probably should have had a second. He could have had a brace, but he messes up and scuffs his shot and ends up falling over the ball. So we get lucky. It doesn't end 4-1. All in all, it just makes things very nervy that we have to play a game 3. It all comes down on the line in Seattle. We played a good game in the first game against Dallas in Seattle, but now the pressure is really on us. Now this is it. We're basically playing single elimination for the rest of the playoffs because these other 2 games were irrelevant. It's single elimination now from here on if we advance through the playoffs. And that's what scares me. Will we have an FC Dallas throwback of 2015? Will we have a repeat of all of our other playoff matches against Dallas where we win? Obviously, it was mainly all heart attack matches, though, where it goes back and forth, 1 goal margin, the slimmest of margins. Or we have a, excuse me, an FC Dallas, a Real Salt Lake 2.0 situation where they're going to sweat their way to a penalty shootout and steal it against us. Brian, this is your opportunity for the redemption arc. You have impressed me since these last 10 games of the season. Keep the high train going because I think we can do it. It's unfortunate. We're really going to have to put the pressure on us on that Friday night. Luckily, at least we're at home. So if you're going to win, at least you have the fans behind your back. But if you lose, you're going to hear it from the fans because another first round exit is not going to be ideal. But it all comes down to game 3. Don't cry over spoiled milk, sorry. And we have an opportunity to still advance. Don't need to think about this game. It's done is done. The rest of the playoff games, if we continue to advance in the playoffs, it's single elimination now. It is win or go home. This is now the mentality of if we lose, it's all over. If we win, we keep going. And usually Brian is really good at that. So hopefully we can do that. I don't want to see a repeat of 2015. I don't want to see a RSL 2.0 situation where they sit back, we don't capitalize on our opportunities, and they steal it in a penalty shootout. But boys and girls, my opinion only matters so much. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. We will be at the match against FC Dallas in Seattle, so we'll be doing fan cams and all that stuff. So make sure to meet us outside after the full-time whistle. It's no rush. Take your time outside the Northwest Gate. If we win, if we lose, we're going to be there. Hopefully it's with a win because I really don't want to see us get first rounded by FC Dallas. Boys and girls, I hope you'll have a lovely day.